Hello friends, this is Nate here. I'm just a nobody from nowhere. But this is a video that I just felt like I needed to make tonight. I'm out in my shop working, and it's something I've been thinking about for quite a while. And the question popped into my mind is, have you been born a Baptist, raised a Baptist, and are you going to die and burn in hell as a Baptist? Or are you going to be born as a Baptist, raised as a Baptist, and then reborn as a true child of God that has a relationship with Him? I've been around the Baptist church for almost 40 years, my whole life. See, I was born a Baptist, and I was raised a Baptist. I was raised in a Christian home. And not just a Christian home, my dad was a Baptist preacher. And at 5 years of age, I got saved and I got baptized. Only I realized years later that I didn't even remember getting saved. You see, I remembered everything about that day. I can tell you all about the Vacation Bible School. To this day, I could take you to where I was sitting in that auditorium, and I haven't gone to that church in a long time, 30 years, since I've been a member at that church. I can tell you all about that day. I can tell you about walking forward. I can tell you about going to the room with the young lady. And I know that she shared in the best way that she could the gospel. But I also know that at 5 years old, I didn't understand exactly. I had a desire. And I'm thankful that the Lord showed me that later, and I was able to become truly converted and become a true child of God. And because of that, I've had struggles, but I've never left the faith, as they say. Where I look around and I see the majority of the people that I was raised with, the majority of the people my wife was raised with, and it certainly seems like the majority of people in most churches, when they get older, they leave the faith, so to speak. And I genuinely believe that it's because we have well-meaning people, moms, dads, grandparents, pastors, who have a desire to see children saved. And unfortunately, we're sending a lot of them to hell. And I know what I just said. And I must say it again. Unfortunately, we are sending a lot of them to hell. Because we're giving them a false assurance that they're saved. We're getting them to say a prayer because they want to go to heaven, and what little kid doesn't? What little kid doesn't want to please mom and dad? Everybody else is doing it. And then as the years go by, they start to doubt, and they're either afraid to say anything, or when they do, again, well-meaning moms and dads, grandparents, pastors, remind them of the time that they said that prayer, and then they got baptized. Of course they're going to heaven. They don't need to worry about it. Then as they continue to grow up, they see the hypocrisy, because we're all humans. And they turn on the church because they don't truly know God. And moms and dads and grandparents and pastors console themselves with the idea that that young person said a prayer when they were 5, 6, 7 years of age. So they must be saved, even though there's no evidence whatsoever. In fact, many of them will completely deny Christ and have become quote-unquote atheists. Is that the sign of someone that has truly been converted and becomes a child of God? I don't believe so. And so tonight, I'm not trying to discourage you, but I hope that this video can help somebody realize that we need to be more careful with the souls, the eternal souls, and the eternal destiny of our own children. Because we have been careless with them unintentionally careless with them. But it's time that we get back to the Scripture. Preach and teach a non-watered down gospel. Don't hinder children. And by hinder, I mean teach them the Bible, teach them the Scriptures, but do not push upon them the act of saying a prayer that they do not understand and won't remember. That is hindering them. I know that there are many that will not agree with this, but I ask that you diligently consider and pray and seek the Lord's mind in this, because I believe Scripture will bear out this point. And if you've been around long enough, you've seen this. Even if you don't quite understand what you're seeing, you've seen it. I don't know if I'll make another video again. I've made videos on YouTube before, but this is the first one about church or things like that. The first one I'm going to do under my own name. But this is one that I hope and pray will help somebody.